All right, welcome back to As Told by You. We have a very cool guest today because I have seen Tripp's name on Facebook and other places for a long time. I think I ran into you. I'll tell you how I got aware is I went to a First Thursday at the Columbia Museum of Art, and the ping pong tables were set up out there, and somebody said there was a club. I was like, there's a ping pong club? Like, what will they think of next? There's a ping pong club, And so, but I didn't know that you were associated with Villa Tronco when I did that. So, Tripp Roche from tell me what your role at Villa Tronco is.
I'm owner in training. That's the best
Owner
role.
in training. Okay, nice.
It's not really an official title, but getting brought up. I've worked there since I was young age.
So who's runs it now? Is your parents, I guess?
Grandparents.
Grandparents run it. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
grandparents run
awesome. So Villa Tronco is obviously an institution in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome to have you in here. Tell us about growing up in a restaurant. What is that like?
Yeah, it's different. I like to tell people it's hands-on is always better when it comes to stuff like that. It's better than any education you can get. And I've really worked there since I was like 5 years old. So just around the corner now from taking it over, it feels really, really good. But I've had a lot of meals in that restaurant and met a lot of people. And it's hard because you don't get a Friday or Saturday night off in the restaurant industry.
That's right. Your Monday and Tuesday is your Friday, is your Saturday and Sunday, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we're in there fixing the air conditioning or a freezer breaks or, it's just always something it feels like. But it's really good to be a part of such a long lineage of family history in the Columbia restaurant industry. And of course, the other half of the family is Lizard's Thicket. So
interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're very big into restaurants, but Villa Tronco is my side of the family.
Yeah.
And I'm fifth generation, very proud to be, and me and my brother are gonna take it over the next few years.
Nice.
All right, so break that down for me.
I guess I knew this. I guess I knew that the family was associated with Lizard's Thicket. I had heard that, I think, somewhere along the way. But
so we might put a graphic in that map it out.
yeah, it's like the little
Like a
flow
family
chart.
tree?
Yeah, like a family tree, and
Yeah.
what restaurants are connected within the family tree.
Right.
Okay, it gets kind of crazy. So the top, Sadie Carnaggio Tronco, started Villa Tronco back in 1940. She was an immigrant from Sicily, moved over during the Great Depression she was born in Philadelphia, moved down south, opened up a fruit store called Iodine Fruit Store, where Transmission Arcade is today.
Okay.
Then that was like right around 1936. 1940 moved around the corner to where Villa Tronco is now. And the history behind the building, it was Columbia's first firehouse, dating back to 1858. It was burned down in the Civil War and then rebuilt in 1867, which is the original structure. So it's one of the oldest buildings in the city and also happens to be the oldest restaurant in the city. So we've got a lot of history in those walls, and we try to preserve it as much as possible. But going back to the founder, she was instrumental in starting Villa Tronco. The Greyhound bus station, which is now a plastic surgery place,
Right.
they were across the street, and all of the northern soldiers got shipped from the north down to Fort Jackson to train for World War II to get sent off. And that was the first thing they would see was Villa Tronco, and it would remind them of like their mother's cooking back up north, New York City, Boston area. So that's the first place they would go. They would spend their money here and get some pasta, and that really built the legacy of Villa Tronco, and kind of kept it alive. And then it was passed down from generation to generation.
Wow.
So
That's amazing. So I imagine in how many every years that is? Let's see, that's
87.
87,
Going on 87.
almost 87 years. Restaurant business has changed a lot. Seems like Villa Tronco is thriving now, from what I understand. I hear enough people talking about it online and stuff like that. How have you seen it change in the time that you've been really paying attention to it?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's been around for a while, and I'm only 21. So I've only really seen the good days, to be honest. It's gone through a lot of bad economic times and downtown being not a whole lot, but now we're in a really, really good time, which I'm fortunate for, and my grandparents are really fortunate for.
Yeah.
So like this is probably from after COVID to present day is probably the best stretch in history of the business because so many people are downtown and we're always full. Specifically on like Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, you can't get in without a reservation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, and the experience I had going there is like when you go in, you go like, oh yeah, I'm not getting any like trending food stuff here. This is all the traditional like real, real butter, like everything is real.
Yep.
You sort of step back in time when you go in there. There's no fancy newer trends that are taking over. It's
I remember it being dark.
It is. We like to call that old world.
Romantic. Yeah, that's right. That's a way that is. So thinking about taking over, do you see it like changing at all under you and your brother, or do you feel like you're going to keep it, hold on to the traditions? I guess that's something you face.
It is, yeah. It's something that we have to look at carefully because we don't want to turn people away that have been coming for so long because they are used to the same thing. And it does feel like you're stepping back in time, and it's been like that for generations. We have to see what's work and recognize that, but also see what we can do better and how we can enhance the customer experience. So, I'm a very ambitious person. So, I'm a visionary, and when I look at something, I want to make it happen. So we have an upstairs, and we can transition to the ping pong because this kind of ties in well. Upstairs is a ping pong room. Oh. That also used to be where the firehouse, the firemen used to live.
Yeah.
Was upstairs. It was their living quarters. It's a huge space. It's about the whole layout of the restaurant. So it's really cool, but it's just a ping pong table right in the middle, and then just like storage along the outside. And I've kind of turned it into a man cave. But
nice.
We take customers up and play them all the time. It's kind of like the secret room. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
You do know, yeah. And a couple other people probably know too.
Well, so talk to me a little bit, and we might get back to the restaurant because I am absolutely fascinated.
Before we move on from the
go
restaurant.
ahead. Yeah.
So why do your parents work there? Why are you taking over a generation removed rather than I would think your parents would be taking over and then you take over?
Yeah, so the fourth generation, my dad and his sister, they kind of took opposite careers. So my dad's been in alcohol his whole life, in the wine industry and liquor industry. So he works for Rebele Family Winery, which is Stella Rosa. There's a lot of billboards. So he's kind of done that, but he's also been involved in a way because he's curated our whole wine list and takes care of that stuff for us. So he doesn't have like a direct job there, but he's helping out behind the scenes and stuff. But me and my brother, the timing of it kind of worked out well because my grandparents want to retire, and my dad and his sister, they're well deep in their careers. So we're kind of the ones to step up and take it over. But it really is a family affair. Like we're all helping out. It's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty interesting. We've talked several times on this. We've had several people in here that have family businesses that have transferred generation. Brian and I have talked about our kids. I don't foresee our kids getting into our business at all. Like my son is 22 and not interested in our business at a bit. Right.
Mm-hmm. One of the four
we'll get into something. Yeah. We'll sell it to them somewhere along the way. But tell me about the restaurant business and why you feel like it is something that lends itself to generational, ownership and management like that.
I don't think it's the case in today's day and age. It's very rare that you actually see this. The likelihood of you going into a restaurant in Columbia and like having the owner come and greet you is very low. Mm-hmm. So I think people appreciate that about Villa Tronco.
Yeah.
Because we're always there. There's never a family member that's not there at the restaurant to greet you. And we want to make it feel like you're a part of our family.
Yeah.
So it's important. It's important to us, and we always want to make that the case whenever somebody comes in. Just they feel welcome, and they come back, and they're always going to be greeted by a family member.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see, and I was going to move on, and I have other questions now.
Yeah,
now
it's a very deep well of topic.
Kind of fascinating topic.
Don't run off.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a lot to unpack.
My ADD was over there already. So
I'm like, I got.
Yeah, it's cool. I agree.
Here's a question. Traditionally, and Bill knows this because he's worked in the restaurant industry somewhat, it always has this like dark, seedy sensibility where people I know who have owned and run restaurants tend to get into drugs, not manage the place well. Obviously, it's been managed well because you guys have been around for so long. If it wasn't, it wouldn't still be here. But how do you guys as a family kind of fight against that kind of dark world of the restaurant industry?
Yeah, that element.
I think it's a difference between restaurants and bars. I think the bar industry kind of gives that vibe depending on, what type. But I mean, restaurants, we tend to classify, we're a nicer restaurant. We're family-friendly atmosphere. Like, we put a lot of hard work into it, and we're always there. So I think it kind of speaks for itself. So we definitely don't want to get tied up in all of that. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, there are some restaurateurs that probably have gotten too, big for themselves, because you can really grow restaurants fast if you do it the right way. But we've really wanted to focus strictly on Villa Tronco, but that's not saying we might not expand one day and, expand the footprint into multiple cities in South Carolina.
So where does the Lizard's Thicket connection come in?
So my great-grandmother's sister married Bob Williams, and they started Lizard's Thicket together. And my great-grandmother just passed away at 100 last year, so she was like the matriarch of the family.
Yeah.
So Lizard's Thicket's been around like 80 years too?
1965, I believe. Okay. So
yeah, it's been around a while.
Older restaurants, and they have 14 or 15 locations all over the Midlands.
I remember as a little kid not wanting to go to Lizard's Thicket because I thought they served lizards.
Oh my goodness!
When I was like 7 years old, my grandmother wanted to take me there I was like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to have lizards for lunch.
I mean, I used to eat Lizard's Thicket in college all the time.
Oh yeah, we still do.
Meat and three, and it was like $7 at the time.
Well, we did some work last year with James, with Food People.
Yeah.
And love getting to know them. I mean, they're a great group.
They are.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to make that connection. It's one of the great things about Columbia. It's such a small collection of people.
So who, outside of your grandparents, who would be some people that are influencing you and kind of mentoring you in the restaurant world?
Yeah, well, James is one of them. He's helping out me and my brother a lot because he's a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
But he's great because he's a good example of how he's been able to grow that Food People hospitality group.
Sure.
And then Bobby Williams, which is my uncle, the head of Lizard's Thicket. He's really good, a part of the restaurant association, led it at one time. And then just all the other restaurateurs downtown. Scott Middleton is a great mentor of mine.
Oh, I bet.
He knows how to make a buck or two.
Yeah, and you're right across the block from that 1600 block. So,
yes. Yeah. So I see him every once in a while, and he actually let me put a spot in the bottom of taps for ping pong.
Right.
So we can talk about that a little later on. We got a lot to talk about.
Well, I was, one of my questions was about the restaurant was, what do you feel like keeps, because kind of adjacent to Brian's question, restaurant business is also kind of known as a terrible business, right? They don't last very, very long.
Yeah,
in
it's
a lot
like
of
90% closing the first year.
How in the world do you keep a restaurant going 87 years? I mean, that seems like amazing.
Well, once you get past the third generation, the likelihood of it lasting past the third is very, very small.
Right.
But once you get past the third, it actually gets easier because the generations before have laid the groundwork. Mm-hmm. So it's really just a matter of maintaining it. But we don't want to just sit around and say, oh, it's going to run itself, because it really doesn't. So we want to continue to build on that foundation and elevate the business and the restaurant for years to come. So we have a lot of cool things in mind, and as we approach 100 years and the grandparents kind of retire and transition, we're going to start to hopefully make some good changes to continue to grow the business and make that customer experience happy, as well as elevate the food. That's another thing we're big on. We want to continue to grow the culinary side of things, maintain the history and preserve it, but also, modernize where needed.
Yeah. So if you and your brother are shaping up to be partners in the ownership of it?
Yes.
You mentioned you were a visionary. What part of the business do you anticipate focusing on and running? Are you going to be front of the house? Are you going to be in the kitchen cooking? Are you just going to be overseeing everything management wise? How do you see your role?
That's a good question, because we have to stay in our own lanes.
Right.
or else we'll fight.
Can't
Family
imagine.
business. Sometimes
imagine.
people say, y'all need a reality TV show in here for how much drama happens.
Yeah.
But so my brother Donovan, he's younger. He's going to Wofford this year. He's a freshman. Just graduated from Chapin High School. He is really good with numbers and the financial side of things. So he's going to be more of the back end, but he also likes to cook. So he's going to be focusing on kitchen, back end stuff, stuff that you normally don't see when you come in. And I'm going to be focusing on the stuff that you do see when you come in. The external side with marketing and just daily operations, because that's important. So we're different in those aspects, but we do like to, we check up on each other, but for the most part, we like to stay in our own lanes. And that's exactly how my grandmother and grandfather run it. Mm-hmm. I'm similar to my grandmother, and my brother's similar to the grandfather.
Yeah. And, speaking of the Katrakis before we got on I've worked with a bunch of Greek restaurants over the years, and the Greek restaurant formula is exactly that. There's the guy in the back, does the accounting, takes care of the food, makes sure that everything's ordered. There's the friendly guy out front that's greeting everybody and handing them stuff and making sure everybody's taken care of. And I think that formula works really well, especially when you have two people kind of in charge of things like that. So
It does, because you can't leave one out to dry.
Right. Or you can't also be button heads about how well you do one or the
Yes.
other thing, right? And so I worked with the Kokolases for a little while at Zorba's.
Yeah,
And
I went to school with the daughter.
Same situation. Jimmy's in the back, taking care of the food, making sure the books are done. Yanni's out front greeting people and shaking hands, and I think that pair works really well. So
Yes.
that's really interesting to hear that that's how your grandparents ran it, and that's how y'all appear to be taking it interesting. And I think Columbia is an interesting market for a place like Villa Tronco, because we love traditional food in Columbia, and we love keeping things the way that they've always been. So like, I might like vinegar-based barbecue sauce, but I'm not going to eat it because I've always had mustard-based barbecue sauce. It's just how it's going to work, right?
Yep.
And I think Columbia's a good town for that kind of thing to thrive in, right? So if you do something experimental and weird, it might be great, but we're not going to try it.
Yeah.
Because we want
That's a good point.
We want traditional stuff,
Yeah.
So even if it's great, even if it's better, we're not going to try it because it's not what we're used to,
Yes.
So and I don't think that's a downside, Columbia necessarily. I think you just have to understand it and predict it.
I think there's always going to be a space for restaurants that give you that sense of home cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would imagine that I've only eaten there once, but Villa Tronco, it kind of gives you that sense of,
Oh yeah.
You're in your Italian grandmother's kitchen.
Yeah.
And just eating good, wholesome food.
Well, my wife and I have a friend from Aiken that'll come to Columbia every once in a while. And when she comes to Columbia, she's like, we have to go to Villa Tronco. She's like, that's her place when she comes to Columbia. She thinks about it,
Yeah.
And so I think that's the kind of destination you need to be able to make it 87 years.
Destination restaurant is something we want to turn it into.
Yeah.
Like if you're coming into Columbia, you stop by Villa Tronco.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's right there in the middle of everything too, so it makes it easier.
yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about ping pong. He's been
waiting
look
for
here,
this.
I am fascinated with
For such a foodie, you've been really able
oh
to
my
jump
God!
off of this.
Listen, I have to resist getting into the food part.
Why?
Like,
Well, I
we
don't
got
know.
time. I mean, like, how much are you involved in the food part?
I mean, a good bit. I'm bringing back the Italian festival.
Okay, right. Yeah,
I
that's
did
awesome.
see an ad
fall.
on Facebook for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So that's coming. That's very foodie.
Yeah.
October 10th
Okay.
at Finley Park. So
Yeah.
we're working hard to get all the Italian restaurants on board and
Right.
bring it back for the first time in 12 years. The reason it's not been around was because it was the same day as the 2015 flood.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it kind of, the Sons of Italy ran it, and it kind of dissolved the organization, and they never could rebound after that. But
Yeah.
I stood up last year and said I want to bring it back, and it feels like there's a festival for everything in Columbia but Italians, and Italian culture deserves to be celebrated. So
yeah.
that's what I'm passionate about, and also the heritage side with me being a fifth generation Italian restaurateur.
Sure.
So,
And I love all that, but I love Italian food.
and
I
you
mean, I love
ping
that
pong.
for you. I love the cultural and all that, but I would come for the food.
Yeah.
So,
the
you know,
food is what
yeah.
makes it special.
That's the reason I go to the Greek festival. It's the reason I go to the Korean festival. I mean, I will go to a Latin festival. I'll go there for the food.
Food truck festival.
Yeah, I'll learn about the culture.
Festival?
No, I don't know. There probably is.
Whatever. Yeah, if there is, I'll learn about the culture. That's great, but I want the food. So that's awesome, and I love that Finley Park gives us that ability to have things like that.
That's huge. The renovations, that was a great move by the city.
Yeah,
so we can do stuff like this.
Such a cool space, and we've been here.
So what's going to be at the Italian Food Festival aside from food? Or is it going to be like catering trucks, or how are you going to present food?
We'll have tents, vendors, but we want to do more than just the food. We want to have like a great stomping activation, a Ferrari car show, entertainment, Italian sword fighting demonstrations, opera arias, stuff that kind of encompasses Italian
And this
culture.
is coming in the fall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. October 10th.
A Ferrari car show would be something I would definitely. I would also go for a Ferrari car show.
Good. So there's something for everybody. There we go.
I worked. I did some work with what is the name of the Ristorante Divino when it first opened in Colombia. This would have been 98 or 99.
Before I was born.
Yep. And Fulvio, who was the chef at Divino's, had a Ferrari 350. He had one of the 355, I think, but it was one of those like early 90s Ferraris, and he would always pull up to the back, and you could hear the car coming, and he would pull up to the back door, and he'd park it sideways at the back door and just leave it there, because that's
cool.
He was that Italian guy, just kind of like he'd walk in, everybody was like, oh, Fulvio's coming, and so I would definitely go to a festival for a Ferrari car show.
Yeah, we're working on getting the Ferrari Club of South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah, you're going to need more than the 3 Ferraris that are that are around Colombia.
I don't know. There's an 812 out at the lake somewhere that I don't know who owns it, but I see it every once in a while, And so, and look, Joey Wells has got 2. I mean, he's got a 5.9 and a 4.58.
So maybe 5.
Yeah. So I mean, there's
there's a handful.
There's a couple. Joey, if you're watching, be on the lookout. Okay. So the other thing about Finley Park is the ping pong tables are out there too.
Yes.
Did you have a hand in that? Getting that many ping pong tables? Yeah.
Yeah. So we got 2 at Finley Park.
Yeah.
I worked with Todd. I think his name is Todd Martin, the architect for the city that kind of designed Finley Park. And then we put one on Main Street on the 1600 block right across the street from Smokes.
I have seen that one.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. How do you get in touch with the designer of Finley Park?
Or did he reach out to you?
And then how does that connection happen where you're offering your opinion on whether or not ping pong tables should be included in the design?
So I didn't realize this until I did it. Like I said, I'm very ambitious. A lot of times with the city, they have the money for stuff. All you have to do is ask. And I came to them in 2024, right when I started Carolina Pong. That plaza was vacant because the homeless kind of overtook it on Main Street, and they had nothing in there. And I said, this is the perfect spot for a ping pong table. It's got the exact measurements. Just put one here. This is how much. And I kind of like highballed them. I gave them the most expensive table. It was like $5,500, weatherproof, 10-year warranty. They bought it on the spot. And then they said, by the way, like a couple months later, they said, by the way, we're going to put 2 more in Finley Park because we like how good it's gone on Main Street. And the state newspaper did an article on the table on Main Street because so many people played during Soda City.
Oh, during Soda City, that makes sense. Because I've never seen anyone playing on that table.
Yeah, it depends. It really depends, like the weather and like if there's something going on. New Year's Eve was a really big thing where they had like a huge crowd around the table. But coincidentally, we have a club downstairs in the Taps basement right next to that. So it's not the best, to have a free table outside when you have to go downstairs
and pay for the one downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with the wind, I guess.
Yeah, that's a plus.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a wind tunnel.
I guess
it would be a factor, wouldn't it?
I would think
a tiny little ball, it gets affected by the wind.
I just think about Wesley Snipes, 6 inches to the left or the right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, so talk to me about the attraction to ping pong. When did that start, and how did that get started?
So my whole family plays tennis. They've played tennis for a while.
Yeah.
My grandfather's always kind of been into ping pong or table tennis. So around COVID, I got into it competitively. Started playing with like neighborhood kids. I got really good. Walked into my first club, got beat by everyone, by a 6-year-old, an 80-year-old, and I'm like, okay. But that was the spark to like ignite the fire and try to get better and better and better.
Right.
So then I kept showing up to the club consistently. I would train with Wyatt Goodale, whose parents formerly owned Pasta Fresca. We were like rivals, and I got better than him. So it's like a big journey. But in June of 2024, this is when I started to get ranked in the state. I opened up Carolina Pong, and my parents actually advised against it because I just graduated high school. I was going to Midlands Tech. The reason I started it was because I did not get into USC. Grades were not the best. So I was planning on playing for USC's club team and revolutionizing that, but I didn't get in, so I couldn't play. So I said, I'm going to start my own club. And we partnered up with Richland County Recreation, and we play out of St. Andrews Park. Just started with like 15 people, and now we're up to 50 with multiple locations all across the Midlands.
Wow.
So the community's really embraced it. The local media's embraced it. We've been on the news so many times just promoting the sport because it's something that people like to see. And what people don't realize is it's one of the healthiest sports in the world for your mind and your body. With how it activates people with dementia, kids with ADHD. It's just all around a healthy sport. And it's the likelihood of you getting injured playing this, you basically have to try to injure yourself.
Right. Unlike football, or, you can very much accidentally get injured playing football.
Not non-contact sport, for sure.
Right. Unless you go super hard.
How many hours a day were you practicing? Because I would imagine going from 2020, COVID happening, you start getting into ping pong and, getting beat by anyone and everyone to being a top-ranked ping pong player in the state in 4 years.
I skipped a lot, like in between there. A lot of time and a lot of dedication, a lot of traveling. So many people get mad at this sport and just quit because it's so much effort you have to put in to be good and continue to get better. So, I put in a lot, and the better you get, the more fun it is, but to get to that level is really, really hard.
So are you training, what does the training consist of?
So ball machine, coach, I have coaches, training partners. I train probably about 2 hours a day, 4 times a week.
Still right now?
Yep. And then gym training, but mainly just hitting on the ball machine so I can stay loose for tournaments. I've represented South Carolina at nationals the past 3 years. So that was an amazing experience. And I just got back from China representing the U.S. in ping pong diplomacy.
So how many people were on that U.S. team?
8. So I was one of 8 selected.
It's Marty Supreme.
I felt like it. Yeah, I felt like Marty Supreme going over there.
What is your? How much does your paddle cost?
$550.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brother.
I should have brought it in here.
Yeah.
I could try
is there? I would imagine for $550, there's a very significant difference.
Definitely.
In your ability to do anything with the ball compared to the one that they give you when you show up at Target.
Yes, but you have to remember it's not the wand, it's the wizard.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I could probably use the $550 paddle,
and he could use do well at all.
Cheap thing from Target and kill me.
Right.
Yeah. It depends. It depends kind of what, but mine is you really have to have control with it because people will pick mine up and they'll be like, "What in the world?" Because they just can't get it on the table.
Is it heavier?
A little bit, but not really. It's about the same because it's very weighted perfectly in your hand. Everything is designed very, very.
What's the surface like? Is it that same kind of rubber that is
rubber?
on?
But people don't realize you buy the wood, the blade, and then you put on the rubber.
Your own rubber.
Yeah, so it's all customized, and there's thousands of different rubbers. So anything you buy in the store is just cheap and not worth it. You want to go.
Where do you go to get your rubber?
I go online. So Table Tennis Store is our distributor for Carolina Pong.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah, that's where I go. And
all right. So so are you nationally ranked now?
National. So I'm state ranked. I'm sure I have a national ranking. It's not that something to brag about that much.
Top 8
you're
seems to be
20.
like
Yeah, I mean
I mean,
it is.
21.
That's
whatever.
probably prime ping pong age.
Is it?
Yeah, I'd say early to mid 20s is probably peak. Physical.
Because then you get your shoulder rotator cuff issues.
Listen, every professional athlete, by the time they're 32, they're retiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the same for this because you just have to be so quick. It almost gets to like a speed where it's like you can't even comprehend it because of how fast the ball goes at the professional, the Olympic level.
And it's almost like instinctive, like you have to be instinct. It has to be instinct where you're hitting it versus thinking about where you're
like
going.
muscle memory, reflexes, they just have to be on point. But it's like a mind game. Like you're playing, I like to tell people, it's like you're playing a game of chess at a very high level while running a 100-meter dash at the same time.
Wow. What other sports did you play?
I played 10. I kind of played everything. So I went to Cardinal Newman High School and then graduated from Chapin. But I played football, basketball, a little bit of baseball and soccer. But
did you always recognize having like extra quickness?
Not really. That kind of came with this. Tennis compared to table tennis, much slower. Because people think, oh, you just transition from tennis. That's easy. It's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so.
And you have to unlearn a lot of bad habits once you get to a certain level.
The ball goes a lot further on a tennis court.
I would think pickleball is probably closer to
a little bit.
It is.
Because you get into that right at the kitchen line, and you're like,
yeah. It is. A lot of, we call that the dark side because a lot of people go from table tennis to pickleball because it's easier and it's just like more fun for them. So it's kind of like our rival sport, but we're friends. There's a few of them that play both, but for the most part, it's like you're either pickleball because they're so like diet hard in their own lane, and then table tennis, we're kind of like the niche sport, the little brother. So I'm trying to like grow so we can surpass pickleball.
Well, the thing about ping pong though is it's kind of like, I think it's probably looked more as like a hobby because you have it in your house like a pool table.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what most Americans think of it.
Every kid plays ping pong growing up at one level
some
or
point,
the other. Right, yeah. As soon as you're tall enough to see over the table, you're playing your dad or whatever.
Yeah. So it's a very leisure sport in America, but it's not competitive.
Right.
So like what Americans don't realize is it's the most played indoor sport in the world outside of America. But in America,
certainly makes sense.
The only reason I know that is because I saw Marty Supreme. So so I was fascinated with this because I saw Marty Supreme leading up to the Oscars this time. I love the Safdie brothers and I love the other movies that they've done, but it is one of the ways I learn about things is watching movies. I just can't learn about things always by doing them. So what was your opinion of Marty Supreme? Did you see it? And talk to me about how you felt about it.
Yeah. Well, I watched it like 5 times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I even watched it before it came out, the day before at the Nick.
Right.
And I'm glad that the Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I saw it at the Nick too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was really good for the table tennis community. And for the most part, the majority of people liked it. It had great ratings. And they promoted the heck out of it.
Yeah.
So
it was well made too, right? So
it's
not just about ping pong, but it's well made,
It had a good storyline to it.
Yeah.
It was almost like a drama. But I think it really allowed you to stay in the film. I mean, would I have liked to see a little bit more table tennis? Yes.
Right.
But I'm glad that Timothée Chalamet did a ping pong movie because of how much of a following he has.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
The main thing is, like, ping pong isn't cool like the other sports are. And the U.S. has not funded table tennis like they should have.
Right.
We will fund whatever we're good at.
Yeah.
China funds it. It's their national sport. They're top of the world. So, like, that's like the football for them or the basketball. But what Marty Supreme did was it allowed, it to get mainstreamed. And table tennis is not mainstream right now. There's only one league in the whole United States. It's professional, and it was started by a billionaire like 3 years ago. And I do a lot of work with them. It's called Major League Table Tennis. So if anyone's wanting to watch professional table tennis at home, Major League Table Tennis, MLTT.
Wow.
On ESPN, the Ocho.
They were on it. They were on the Ocho.
They were on the Ocho?
Yeah.
I just watched a documentary about bowling, about professional bowling. And it reminds me a lot of that. Like it's so much of it is like it's a sport that people do, but don't ever do at a excellence, at a high level. And so I think it's cool because I think it's interesting to know somebody who's really good at something that you just weren't aware that it was like, So I had a question about Marty Supreme. So he was working on the orange ball because he felt like the white ball was harder to see or whatever. Is that a thing? Is that something anybody's ever done, or is that just like something they made up for the movie?
I don't know why they put it in there. They act like that was revolutionary, but I mean that it is true. So tournament ball is white, and they actually make it so you can't wear any white colors whenever you go to play in a tournament, and if you do, you're disqualified because it'll blend in. It's really just for older people though. Like I'm not gonna have trouble seeing the white ball, but at certain clubs they do have the orange balls.
Oh, okay.
So actually at Taps we have orange balls.
Okay. They're
also very cheaper, so that's another thing.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But for the official ball, it's normally white for everything.
So for somebody like me who's kind of interested in it, and I played tennis in high school and college.
And you got that room over your garage.
I got that room over my garage. How feasible would it be for me to come to the ping pong club or whatever and not feel like I was not capable?
You'd be more welcome than the person going to pickleball, I'm sure.
Yeah. Because I've never tried pickleball for that reason, for the fact that I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to be the guy that doesn't know anything about it. Right?
Pickleball's probably got a lower entry level, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's something we've had to work on with, like, how do we get people in here that want to come back, retention.
Right.
So we have a league on Monday nights at St. Andrews Park from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. The league's like from 6 to 8:30, and the first time you come, you just come for free. Try it out. It is a sanctioned league, so you have to have a USATT membership, which is like $20 a year. But that'll give you a ranking. So after you play the first league, you'll be ranked in the state. You might be ranked last, but you're ranked. So, and that also comes with a rating, 0 to 3,000. It's the same as the chess ELO scale.
Yeah. Okay.
So for reference, I'm about 1,900 USATT rating out of 3,000. The highest rated player is 2,800 in the United States.
Do you classify it like tennis? Like I'm a 3 or a 5? Because when you are in tennis leagues, they chart it that way to make people.
I did a chart based on like 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, 4-5. So I would be like a 5-0 in table tennis if it was the same thing. So, like a semi-pro level. I'm not quite professional, but I'm one of the better players. I'm 4th ranked in the state currently.
Wow.
So you've referenced it as ping pong and you've referenced it as table tennis.
Yes.
Which do you prefer? Is one
right or wrong?
Is one right or wrong?
Not a right or wrong.
Is there
not in this room?
Ooh, don't say ping pong.
Yeah, is that
It's not a curse word. It's not offensive.
It's table tennis.
No, I'm not one of those people. There are people in the table tennis community that are like, don't disrespect my sport.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in America, because my grandfather, he literally recruits people upstairs to play. They're just sitting at a table. If you look under 30, he's asking you to come upstairs to play. And my grandma hates it because it's like the turn time on the table.
Don't take them away from the... Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to tell my in-laws, though. They are ping pong fanatics.
Really?
Well, the marketing deal we have is if you can beat me, your whole party's meal's on the house.
Which you can't. He's 4th ranked in the state.
Oh, him or his grandfather?
No, not the grandfather.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, now...
We have people come in all the time to take us up on that offer.
It's one of those sports that I could maybe start in my 50s and realize I'm really good at it because I've never tried hard. So I'm.
It only takes 4 years, apparently.
It takes 4 years when you're 15.
2 hours a day.
Yeah.
7 days a week for 4 years.
So
that's 10,000 hours.
I have a fascinating
10,000 hour rule.
Yeah. and here you are, right?
That's right.
So my question is, you're 21. Mm-hmm. Where do you go from here? I mean, how do you avoid getting bored with things at what point are you scaling Mount Everest or something because you just run out of things to conquer?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. And I get burned out a lot. That's a problem I have because I'm constantly going. And it's hard at times. But I do want to keep going, and I want to keep conquering things and making Columbia a better place, because that's what it's all about. I want to bring people together. I could have gone professional. I could have left Columbia, but I chose to build something special here and put my roots down, and I think it's paid off well because everything has kind of worked out the way it should have. But Carolina Pong is great. Villa Tronco's, doing good. I'm about to take that over.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep building. Downtown is kind of my specialty, making downtown Columbia a better place.
Well, it's interesting. People with legacy like yourself, and you're kind of shouldering a legacy. I guess the tendency is to try to keep the legacy going, or to just escape it completely. Just to go, I'm going to go to another state and make my own thing.
Yeah.
Talk about why build Columbia? Why, tell me, why would you stay here? Why would you keep going with this?
I think the easier option would be to move to another state and say, I don't want anything to do with it, and I want to start fresh. But it's a lot of responsibility. People don't realize it's taking over a restaurant of 5 generations. It's a lot of legacy to uphold, but also everything else that I do. It comes with a lot of weight and responsibility at a young age. A lot of times with all the boards that I'm on, I'm the youngest person in the room, and I might not get that respect, but it's okay because I realize, I've got to work my way up. But I think people realize I mean good, and I want to make Columbia the city that it should be, and I want to make it a city of the future. It really hurts me that like Charlotte, Atlanta, all these other cities are growing up around us, and it is taking Columbia a while to kind of get on board. But I'm seeing that growth and change slowly but surely, which is good because I've grown up in the city, and a lot of USC students, they come here or they grow up here, they go to college and they leave, and that's a trend that I'm trying to reverse.
Yeah.
So hopefully other people can see what I've been able to do, and it inspires them to have opportunities here in Columbia. But we need to work together to make that happen with jobs and housing, and it's a whole list of issues. But that's something I'm passionate about, to keep that young base in Columbia, because I think that could really transform our city.
Well, it's interesting. The more that I work with people in Gen Z, in that age group, whether it's employees or whether I run into people in the business community, it is very interesting that my Generation X, 40s and 50s up, we had one thing that we could do. Like, I had one thing. I couldn't do anything but the one thing. My mental acuity was not there to do more than one thing. Still don't have it. I'm recognizing that your generation does seem to have this sort of world. You construct this world that you can inhabit, which is an amazing thing. And I run across so many creatives that I hire that can do photography well, they can do video well, they do graphic design, they can do whatever it is. But like, the world isn't limited, and I think that perspective is fascinating.
Yeah, I think Gen Z is definitely different in that aspect, even compared to millennials.
Mm-hmm.
We can multitask, and we see the world from a different angle. For instance, like, y'all's generation was brought up to not trust China or hate China because of the tension. And I learned that when I was over there, with the history behind ping pong diplomacy started in the 70s, that for 20 years before then, it didn't, countries didn't talk. And Americans viewed China as communist. But like, in my generation, we don't really have a reason to hate China. When I was over there, I'm thinking to myself, there's so much we could learn from China if we just were friends with them. We don't have to tell them all of our secrets, and they don't have to tell us all of theirs, but there's stuff if we can work together. And I think that's the way Gen Z's, the population worldwide kind of goes about things, of like, let's work together to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And build a better world together.
Honestly, I'm just a lot of the interaction that I've had, with that generation, I'm really encouraged with what the future is going to look like. Different, obviously, than our generation, but not worse, not better, but not worse, but like different.
Raised in different times.
Yeah. So I think it's really interesting to hear. My son is in a similar thing, has super big ambitions, right? Goes towards things, just says, I'm going to try. And I hear myself in my head going, hold on, you probably shouldn't. And then I go, nope, never mind, try it. just go try it and see what happens, you know? And I think that's the big difference is that our parents and our grandparents' generation were very cautious with us to say, you know, don't get over your head.
I got to deal with it all the time.
Don't go too far,
Yep.
you know? And I think your generation definitely is in a spot where you go, nope, I'm just going to see if I can do this, you know? And I think that's very cool. I think it's very cool.
As long as I don't land flat on my face.
Yeah, whatever, you know, and
you just get back up and keep.
I was going to say, you got plenty of time.
I do,
listen, you know, I was definitely aimless as anything when I was 21 years old. I thought I wanted to be a singer for a living. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. That wasn't going to happen. No one in my life told me it wasn't going to happen, but it wasn't going to happen. So, you know, like you have so much time. I didn't start my business till I was 32. So,
Wow.
you know, can you imagine not starting a business for 11 years?
Well, what did you do in between that?
I got
That's the main question.
my degree's in computer science. I worked for a company installing computer systems in restaurants. So
Okay.
I don't know what POS y'all use, but
Aloha.
Aloha. So I worked for Aloha's competitor, PosiTouch, and so I did PosiTouch installations all over the South and all over the country, really. Sometimes, you know.
Interesting.
So, yeah, hated technical work. Don't know why I did it for so long, but you know, glad I'm in this. But you know, I'll tell these guys, they're 22. You know, like you have so much time. You don't have to figure anything out right now. And I love how ambitious you are. That's so cool. But this is how you get to be Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, is that you start.
Yeah.
You know,
Tomorrow's not promised to anybody.
no,
It's
absolutely.
one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, this is very cool, man. I appreciate you coming by and hanging with us for a little bit. We end every podcast with 5 questions.
Okay.
The
5 favorites.
5 favorite things. First one I'm going to ask you is, what's your favorite Italian meal?
Okay. Are we talking Villa Tronco or just as a whole?
Just as a whole, growing up in an Italian restaurant, even if it's something that Villa Tronco doesn't serve, what's your favorite?
I'd say chicken Villa Tronco. That's our signature dish.
Okay.
I get that the most.
And what is it?
So that is served with chicken, linguine, topped with a sherry wine, cream sauce, artichoke heart, sun-dried tomatoes, and mushrooms.
Okay. I would eat that.
You can get that with veal as well.
Okay. I would
But-
eat that. All right. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Very,
All right. Favorite movie?
like right now or all time?
Whichever you like.
I got to go Marty Supreme.
Nice.
I got to. I mean, that's, you know.
Listen,
He saw it 5 times.
I did, yeah. I guess that has to be my favorite movie.
Yeah, and listen, that's an intense movie, man. To see it 5 times, I mean, I was like this when I walked out of that movie. It was so intense. You know,
Yeah,
so
I mean, it gives you a little bit of everything.
the Safdies are like that. They make intense movies. I don't know
They
if you
do.
saw Uncut Gems, but like,
No, but I was told, given a stark warning before of like, this might be a little crazy with
Yeah.
how they do things.
yeah, they just wrench it up and keep it up there. You know, which is challenging. What's your favorite kind of music? What's your go-to music?
Oh, goodness. So my playlist is called Anything and Everything.
Okay.
And it's like 135 hours long.
Wow, all right.
Everything. But I tend to lean more alt.
Okay.
I'm not like a mainstream, but it's got everything in there.
Right.
Or a rock. That's what, if you go down to Taps, you'll hear soft rock music playing in the ping pong area.
Okay. That's cool. That's appropriate, I guess, for the ping
Yeah.
pong. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, last 2.
Favorite book?
Ooh, favorite book. Don't Believe Everything You Think.
Okay. I don't know that one.
All right.
I have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a, I think it's Andy Nugent is the author.
Okay.
But it's kind of a book explaining like how your brain thinks and like how to release thoughts, how thinking is the root to all suffering. And that's been beneficial to me. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, it's
I'm listening to Project Hail Mary right now, and as soon as I get done with that, I need a nonfiction book. So I alternate a fiction book
Fiction,
with a nonfiction
nonfiction.
book, you know, so that I'm not always. Brian's always giving me a hard time about reading a bunch of nonfiction books and then not doing anything, you know. So I'll read the book and then not do it. You know?
Either that or he comes
No
in and he's
action.
like, let's do this, let's do this.
Or
And I'm
yeah,
like,
I'll come in and say we're changing everything because I just read a book. So I try to read fiction books a lot, you know, so I can filter out all of that business information, you know. So I don't want to get too ambitious, you know.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, at least you're trying to take action for
Yeah,
the
well,
Bucks.
whatever,
That's
you
good.
know, sometimes, yeah, but sometimes I just don't do anything. So it's like, you know, it's either, but he's right. It's either one or the other. I end up walking in the door and I go, we're going to change everything, or we're not doing anything at all. And so, you know, I don't know the middle ground. All right. Last question.
Last one. We'll go back to an oldie but a goodie. Favorite season?
Favorite season? It used to be summer, but the summers have gotten really hot lately. So
They've always hot.
I think summer as a kid is different than summer
That's right.
not as a kid.
Yeah. You don't feel it as much when you're a kid.
Yeah. And for me, I take summer classes all throughout at school. So, I mean, it doesn't really feel like a summer vacation to me. So
Right.
I'd probably say fall. I think fall in Columbia is a peak
Yeah.
season. Just so many people in town, and USC's up and running with football, state fair. Now we got the Italian festival.
Yeah, that's
great
cool.
weather. People are sitting outside on the sidewalks. So I think fall is probably
No
favorite.
pollen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the spring, but the spring's got pollen, and that's no good. So, well, Tripp, thank you so much for coming on, dude. I appreciate this. This was
Thank
really
you.
fun talking to you about
Thank
this.
you for having me. I
So-
appreciate it.
All right. Well, tune in next time. We'll see you guys and like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip.